So as Tim said, he is from a place that you may not be familiar with. I am as well, although you may think you're not familiar with it, but I promise you are. Henderson is one of the 4 jurisdictions that makes up the more than 2.3 million people in the Las Vegas Valley. So you're welcome anytime. Come visit us. Think of a time when you didn't feel safe. What did you need in that moment? For a young child, this could be a blankie, snuggles from a loved one, or maybe just being alone in a corner. As we get older, the things we find safety in could be friends, knowledge and understanding, spiritual beliefs, unhealthy habits, or maybe just being alone in a corner. Safety looks, sounds, and feels different to everyone, and I believe the feeling of being safe is one of the greatest tools we have in teaching preparedness and strengthening resilience in our communities. From my childhood to my current career in public outreach, I am learning the value of safety. I was raised in a traditional family, in a family-friendly community. While we did suffer the natural stresses of life, I was part of a community where I felt safe. For me, this included a close family, neighbors with open-door policies, and faith. When I was on my own, I started to see the vulnerabilities, inequities, and trauma that can cause fear in so many people. As a 911 dispatcher, I was the voice on the other end of potentially one of the worst moments of someone's life. Emergency services is constant loss and pain. Many of these things cannot be prevented, but we can do something to help people feel a little safer when they do. Vulnerability, frustration, and anxiety are byproducts of feeling unsafe. While these feelings are normal to some degree, a crisis can amplify these feelings and cause high levels of uncertainty and dread. During times of crisis, we take in, process, and act on information differently. So it may be much harder for someone to feel safe if they haven't prepared for such events. A study by the National Institute of Health found that participation and control are attributes of feeling safe. Knowledge and relationships are antecedents of feeling safe. We can use these attributes as guidelines for how we help individuals, households, and communities live and feel safer during times of emergency and disaster. Participation comes in many forms. We can invite citizens and members of force-multiplying organizations to be a part of our planning and exercising. We can then invite them to teach others what they have learned. As they develop a sense of the risks, allow the community to determine their own goals. Building stronger and safer communities is an ongoing process requiring strong connections and partnerships. There is so much power in communities that work together, not just with us, but with each other. When we feel connected, we are more likely to try new things, have confidence, and feel safer. Connected communities are safer communities. Safe and resilient communities have the ability to assess, monitor, and manage risk. They have the capacity to accept uncertainty and proactively respond to change. Strong communities empower their citizens to continually learn and improve. While government plays a vital role in disasters, the bulk of preparedness and recovery happens as a community. An often missed demographic is our kids. Under the direction of professionals who understand them, allow children and youth the opportunity to brainstorm without adult intervention. Kids have great ideas. Children are known for their curiosity, willingness to take risks, and their ability to come up with novel ideas without being constrained by conventional thinking or societal norms. This will also give us insight into what truly scares and comforts them as we allow them freely discuss their thoughts. Next, control. While preparation is important, it is not urgent. Giving the community the time and the autonomy to develop plans that best reflect their needs and capacity gives a sense of ownership, thus producing a greater amount of accountability and responsibility to ensure its success. Optimism, under-perceived risk, and denial are not a substitute for feeling safe. We should honestly acknowledge our risk and then focus on what we can control. Because disasters are unpredictable, they can be difficult to prepare for with exactness. However, we can prepare for general disruptions with pretty good accuracy. Instead of preparing for a hurricane, we prepare for a power outage. Instead of an evacuation, an overnight trip. Looking at preparation through a simpler lens gives a greater amount of control and capacity. The antecedents for participation and control are knowledge and relationships. Anyone with children in their life knows the question, why? Adults are not far removed from that. We always want to know why. In order for individuals to be able to participate in preparedness actions, we should be giving them easy to understand information and explanations on why certain actions should be carried out. The best inspiration comes from the best information. If we want them to be inspired to act, we must give them the appropriate information to inspire them. We all know building trust with the stakeholders in the community is vital. We cannot do any of our work effectively without them, but we do not need to be the heroes. We need to enable citizens to be the first responders. They are the cavalry. We need them to trust that we will give them everything they need to be successful. And we need to trust that they can and will be successful when the time comes. It isn't just about giving them control, but being willing to relinquish ours when necessary and appropriate. I end where I began. Think of what safety is to you. Safety may look like a person being carried out of rubble. Safety may sound like a mother singing a lullaby to her child while a war rages on outside. And what safety feels like, that's up to you. We all know what safety feels like to us, and we can't force anyone to feel it the way we do. But we can give them the tools to help them create the feeling for themselves. Thank you.